What a beautiful day it has been here around the tri-state area. We expect another rinse and repeat day tomorrow with temperatures very similar to what we're looking at right now, just perhaps a bit warmer in spots in the low 80s, which none of us have gotten into the low 80s today. Most of us just really climbing to the upper 70s. So we have dropped tomorrow's high just a little bit, and with some increased cloud cover in the afternoon and maybe a little bit extra humidity coming on in, nothing too big there. A stray shower is possible. Good afternoon, I'm Meteorologist Erin Ashley. Right now, things are shaping up to be an outstanding day. Of course, you don't need me to tell you, but we have been tracking this weekend since last weekend. A nice change of pace for this first weekend of August. Right now, Clovernut Country Club, just a nice little breeze. This is from the north, so pooling in cooler, drier air still at 6 o'clock this Saturday evening. So 77 is where we're at right now. There's that northeasterly breeze, and dew points are in the middle 50s. They were in the 40s earlier. They're in the 50s now, and we can't rule out the seasonal dew points, so 60 degrees or higher. For some, as early as late tomorrow. For the rest of us, by Monday. The good news about this forecast here is that I'm not seeing any substantial rain in the forecast for tomorrow. We do want to give you that first alert, though, that the chance increases for those southwest of Cincinnati. I'll show you what it looks like here in just a few minutes. Get through this forecast for the rest of the day today. Of course, we did reach highs around 78, 79 degrees here in Cincinnati. And then as we see and continue to see those clear skies and dry air, temperatures are going to drop pretty quickly overnight. So maybe a light jacket if you're heading out on the town tonight, incorporate that into the outfit, but then you will shed it very quickly by the time we get into tomorrow. Reminder, those morning lows tomorrow morning, many of us are going to be dropping into the middle 50s. Could drop as low as 53 degrees in more rural areas, and then the low 60s generally here in Cincinnati itself. And then tomorrow itself in the afternoon looks outstanding once again. Highs around 83 degrees. Some of us could be a little bit lower than that as we see some shower activity out there on radar. And I mean some. I think most of us are going to dodge the chances altogether. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the timing of this really quickly, because the 7-day forecast and your weather headlines beyond the next 24 hours have some changes in it, and I want to make sure we talk about tomorrow's little chance before we get into those changes. So partly cloudy skies, dry conditions you see here for tomorrow morning, cool as well, temperatures in the 50s. And then we get into the afternoon, still looking good by 4 o'clock. It's not until the late afternoon that we see those showers getting a little bit closer to the tri-state. Some models have it in the tri-state as far north as Boone County, maybe closer to Vivi, Indiana, but generally the chance for any light shower activity is going to be south and west of the tri-state entirely. Here in Cincinnati and north and east of Cincinnati, very low chance of a shower tomorrow. Just looking nice and dry. And then Monday, also looking on the better side of the spectrum as well. Let's talk about those headlines. This weekend, most certainly looking like and shaping up to be the most comfortable weekend of the summer so far. I have the first alert on next weekend. Certainly doesn't look as comfortable. We've got storm chances and temperatures nearing 90. More on this in just a few minutes in that 7-day. I put a question mark here because people will try to argue with me, but that's okay. That's okay. Comfortable dew points. You can't argue with it, providing us beautiful weather to be outside. Seasonable heat not too far away. We see that early next week, and with that comes some storm chances, which we'll brush up on that rain on the roof forecast for you guys here in just a few minutes. Temperatures this afternoon, well, they only climbed to 78 degrees here in Cincinnati. That is well below normal for this time of year. And even though we got a great amount of sunshine and we still have that dry air in place, the northerly winds really performed overtime. They worked overtime, if you will, because it kept these temperatures from climbing into the 80s, which is hard to do for this time of year. But here's those wind speeds right now stepping at the door at 6:05 this evening. These are sustained winds, which are anywhere from about 10 or 5 to 10, maybe even 15 miles per hour. And then taking you to the wind gusts, more of the 20 to 25 miles per hour. Again, the direction here is key. All from the north, coming off of the Great Lakes, providing us that cool lake air. I do want to go ahead and show you guys what the Rain on the roof forecast here looks briefly, because this does a great job of showing you where the rain chances peak this week, and we're not seeing any substantial rain in your week ahead in weather. Perhaps that's good news, perhaps that's not so great news, because the last big rain that we had was, for some, I believe it was either Thursday or Friday morning. My mind's a little rusty right now, but you see here we have no chances for anything too big. These are all afternoon chances. Normal for this time of year to see that, and no washouts in this forecast. But on Tuesday and on Wednesday, that's when we have the greatest chance for some showers here in Cincinnati. I'm not tracking anything strong to severe, but maybe some thunderstorms develop as well, with temperatures into the middle 80s. It'll feel a little bit closer to the upper 80s, factoring in the humidity, which is going to be surging back into the area as well. But just want to give you that first alert that while there are chances for rain each and every day of this next 7 days, including tomorrow, nothing that's too impactful to those outdoor plans. And you'll see it here in the muggy meter too. We go from comfortable air, so dew points anywhere from about 50 to 60. We're at 55 right now, right in the middle of that range. By Monday, we're back with dew points at least at 60 degrees, and this is normal humidity that we see here in the Ohio Valley for August. And you notice there's no big jumps, but also no big dives out of the next 7 days. We are just noticing that return to normal, muggy and humid dew points by Monday, and it'll stay that way through the next, or at least next weekend from what I'm seeing here. And with that comes those storm chances, which the Cincinnati Open, it starts on Tuesday. That's when we have that greatest chance for some spotty storms. And I mean, it's the greatest chance, but it's still pretty isolated, a spotty chance here and there. So just brush up on the rain policy with the Cincinnati Open and plan accordingly. Mid-80s for those forecast highs, both Tuesday and for Wednesday, but both days are going to feel just a little bit warmer with that humidity, and spotty storms will be in the area. It's mainly looking like it's going to be around Cincinnati and south, but absolutely could draw itself as far north as Warren County, where the Cincinnati Open takes place. The best day for the Cincinnati Open, at least the first 5 days of the Cincinnati Open, Thursday and Friday, which, as if that part of the viewing area couldn't get any busier, there's also the VOA Country Music Fest that's kicking off on Thursday, and that also is looking very dry out of this 7-day forecast. We do want to give you that first alert that next weekend is most certainly not as pleasant as this weekend. That's why we are really stressing take advantage of it, especially before we head back to school. Some of us heading back to school as soon as next week. Some of us are already in school. That's okay too. Sunday today and Sunday tomorrow and Monday, there we go. 83 degrees for those forecast highs. Tuesday, the Cincinnati Open starts, 84, that forecast high with spotty storms in the area. Not necessarily a slam dunk on the Cincinnati Open, but just, again, brush up on the rain policy there. Same thing with Wednesday, 86, and spotty to scattered storms there in the afternoon. All of these chances that you see here on the 7-day are in the afternoon, from what I'm seeing here this many days out. Thursday and Friday, those are looking like your normal summer days, maybe a stray shower or two possible in the afternoon, but generally not impactful enough to make my 7-day forecast, which is good news. We're usually pretty good about communicating that in the 7 days should there be a big impact, but I'm just not seeing it. Partly cloudy skies both those days. It'll feel closer to 90 degrees. Again, normal heat and humidity for this time of year. And then Saturday next week, that first alert on next weekend, we're going to be dodging some spotty storms again in the afternoon after highs near 90 degrees. Can you believe the VOA Country Music Fest is already here and the Cincinnati Open in August? I mean, I can't believe it's already here. And we're getting a good taste of what true August is going to feel like. It's not too warm, not too cool, at least beyond the next 24 hours. And we do have to dodge some spotty storm chances as well, but again, no washouts in this forecast. We'll go ahead and see if there's any questions coming on in this afternoon. And there are no questions. I love to see it when there's no questions. That means that you guys know the forecast or aren't watching because you're enjoying the forecast, which is completely okay with me. I hope you guys are able to get outside and enjoy it because eventually normal August, so heat and humidity returning back to the tri-state. That'll start early next week and bring with it some spotty storm chances, which I'll have the updated forecast coming in tonight at Fox 19 now at 10 o'clock after the Motor Speedway Reds game. I can't wait. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Signing off here in Queensgate, meteorologist Erin Ashley. Have a good one.